game time, Brian. Your name stain the icon. You need a way to the fire. Tatey with hammer stills gunned in the living room. Just a mailbag full, delivering letters. Now I'm dropping that fuel from the 9 to 5 to the Cowboys grind. Turn my voice into a platform. Game time, Brian. Every snap, every play, break it all down. Blue and silver pride, yeah, I rep this town. From the news to the rumors, every hot debate. If it's Cowboys talk, man, I'm never late. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep, and we still chase it. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every game day is game time again. Game time, Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail route grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play. Dak takes the snap, Micah on the chase. Talking O-line, defense, who's making the plays? Trades, rumors, draft picks too. If it's Cowboys news, then you know I come through. No network scripts, just a fan with a voice. Doing this my way, yeah, that's my choice. Breaking it down for the real, no cap. If you're riding for the star, then you know where we at. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every damn day, it's game time again. Yeah, top run, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail rail grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play. Leg nights, early mornings. Yeah, I built this up. Did it for the fans, never just for luck. One video turned into something real.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you, EJB. We're working on stuff here. I want to do a live stream with the creator of that. Music meets sports. One, the only Ron Oliver. Thank you. What's going on, everybody? We're going to do a Saturday. I'll let the Zoom crew in shortly. It is nasty weather outside. Very, very nasty. It's the kind of weather you just want to bundle up, get under the blankets, watch movies. Watch movies. We're watching movies. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Well, you know what I'm thinking. But, yeah, watch movies. I'm watching the end of the Phils here. Not looking good. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Or top of the ninth, down 2-0. Don't look good for the Phils tonight. But I don't know what you guys think. Listen, at the end of the day, mock drafts are just what they are. They're fun for me to do. This time of year, if you guys don't like mock drafts, don't worry. One more from me, and then we're done till next year. Again, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. Take some of the information. Now, I would admit, Genty going 5. I heard the rumor that they love him. There it is, out number 3. Shit. Game over. Phils lose 2-0. Genty going 5. Jacksonville loves him. But like my son said as we were watching, he's like, well, you know they have the other running back too, Tank Bigsby. I'm like, yeah, I know. So that's the one move where maybe I overthunk it a little bit, but I'm hearing rumors, and I wanted to switch it up a little bit. They love Genty that much. ETN is always injured, so do not take it out of the realm of possibility because of how deep this defensive line draft is. I wanted to switch it up, so that's kind of what I did. So, but we could have taken any number of guys at 12 for the Cowboys. We could have taken any. We could have went O'Marion Hampton. I know Mark Hutchinson won O'Marion. I don't mind O'Marion Hampton. I just would like to trade down a little bit, stay in front of Denver. Again, it takes 2 teams it takes two to tango. You know what I'm saying? It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. Definitely, it does. As far as to do trades, and let's get to why are we deleting stuff? Why is message deleted? Jesse Montanez is in the house. What's going on? CZ, Isaac Ramirez, Oscar Perini, Joe DeMasi, Clemente Espinoza. The hat will be on the way probably Monday, brother. He must have did it by accident, Jesse. I'm not letting anybody in until I want to let people in, so stop. What's up, West Virginia country boy? Dallas Cowboys, Hawks fans in the house. What's up, Hawks fan? Jimbo, what's up? My neighbor Jimbo, what's going on? Vinny Hagen, Man of Hawkins Zone, EJB. Yeah, he must have did it by accident. That's the only thing I could think of. Thank you, Jesse. Alina, how are you, Alina? Dallas Cowboys, damn. Okay, mailman, got a theme song. Yeah, I've actually had a few. I just haven't done that in a while. I have another one that's similar to that one, but that's my favorite. Who else we got, man? Oscar, thank you. It will be available for download. It'll be cheap. We got Drew in the house, Mike Aldana, Elena Walker. We got a nice group for a late night chat here. Daz, what's going on, Daz? What's Daz got to say? Daz is in the house. Logan Motorsports. Miguel, what's up, Miguel? How are you, brother? What's going on? Felix Rojas is in the house. What's up, Felix? All right, we are all caught up. You like the mock draft? Yeah, again, it is what it is, Joe. I'm gonna let everybody in, admit all. It is what it is. It's a mock draft, okay? It's a mock draft. I went with Nick Scorton. I saw Drew's comments. He would take a better defensive end. And just remember, everything was loaded. Everybody loves Walter Nolan, but Walter Nolan has some serious question marks. His motor isn't the best. He's an athlete, high upside, but it's not perfect. I only went with Nick Scorton because that's the latest guy that the Eagles have brought to their NovaCare facility. Where there's smoke, there's fire. They need edge rusher. There is a severe drop-off from him. You want to go JT Tuimalau? That's fine. I like JT. Outside of JT, there ain't much left. I'm sorry, loyal Cowboy. I don't see him in here. But the other, what do you call it? The other edge rusher out of Ohio State isn't great. Is not great. So, who am I thinking of? Did you see Skirton visited the Eagles? Yes, I did, Daz. There's a reason why I mocked them there. Eagles grabbed TJ Watt. I thought about that, Daz. I thought about when I was talking about TJ Watt today that would be a good move for the Eagles. We'll see. He's 30. So we'll see about that. But what's going on, everybody? We got Bobby in here. We got Ultra Pounding the beer, the brewskis. We got Randy. What's going on?
How you doing, Brian? How's everybody doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's Friday night, and I'm playing golf early in the morning. I'm ready to go, baby.
Look at you. Jack Sawyer. That's it, Joe. That's it, Jack Sawyer. I heard. Come on now. The draft got serious implications on us. It does. It does, Mark Hutchinson. It does. We can't screw it up. So, where are you playing tomorrow, Randy?
I'm playing in a 4-man scramble tomorrow for
Is it a?
It's
shotgun?
a benefit for somebody.
It's
a benefit for kids for cancer or something like that.
Yeah, when I used to be in a semi-pro baseball league. We used to have and I was in charge of the annual golf outing. We had a shotgun start.
That's what we're doing at 7 or 8 in the morning.
Damn. So it's always fun. I haven't golfed as much as I would like, but I got to get back into it eventually. What's up, Joe? Andrew Summers, is there an echo or is it just me? There is an echo.
No, there is an echo. I hear it too.
So it's probably Robert.
I turned down my TV.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You guys hear me now?
I hear two of you.
Hold on.
It's the hat. It's echoing.
Randy, do you play 18 holes or?
A lot of time I play 32, 36.
Holy crap!
I
There you
enjoy
go.
being
How's that?
outside.
I think it was Robert because I just muted him and I don't hear it.
Yeah, that wasn't mine. It could have been mine.
Yeah, I just muted Robert and it's gone. So whatever you got going on.
Brian, you hear the crazy sound about Dak for Watt? Have you heard that yet?
I have not. What's this one about?
Yeah, they also said that same
Watt
thing
for
for
Dak, which is crazy.
I know
they're talking
Ultra
about
would
that
do
over
it.
with the Eagles around here too.
Ultra would do it yesterday.
Well, I know he would.
Get rid of him.
Oh shit! He go to the airport and pick him up.
Ultra would do it yesterday. He'd drive him to the airport.
But we know that that's impossible to do with the salaries like they are.
Yeah. I'm going on a fishing tournament. Look at Mark Hutchton. What kind of fishing, man? What are we doing? We going for
ocean, or are you going?
I would imagine it's not ocean. I can't imagine Mark's going out in the ocean. I would say Mark's going out in a.
I'm going this year. I'm going out. I haven't been out fishing in a long time.
Yeah. There goes Jesse cutting people off mid talk.
Oh, my bad.
Fucking guy. I'm just gonna let Jesse run the show, and every time he starts to talk, just talk over him. Big D, how are you? Jesse wants you to talk, so go ahead, brother. The floor is yours. I'll be back. No, I'm joking. See, Big D's not ready to roll, Jesse. Big D, you here, brother?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, yeah, because I'm getting lit up by Jesse, and I don't let you talk. I'm like, if Big D wants to talk, he's gonna talk. You know, I'm sorry, I talk a lot.
No, I'm just here to listen.
That's what I thought, but I just want to make it clear. Jesse's saying I don't let people talk. No, you don't let people talk. No, I'm playing with you, Jesse. So Mark Hudson, what are we fishing for? I need to know. I think if I had to guess, you're probably probably bass, right? Small and big mouth bass. A little I don't know. Did he say what I'm going on a fishing tournament? Yeah, but is it saltwater?
Riper?
Is it Back Bay? Is it still
Goldfish?
salt?
He's going on Jerry's yacht.
He's going on Jerry's yacht.
He's going to Mark's pond.
Mark's with Wade. He's fishing in the lots. Mark, stay away from the Mark, stay away from the what's the big truck lot?
Petro or Loves or
Loves.
somebody.
Stay away
like
from
that.
Loves. Loves is no good.
Loves or Flying J's.
Yeah, Flying J.
Flying J's.
Stay away from the Flying J. I'm going fishing tomorrow, saltwater red, specks, and flounder. Look at Clemente.
Yeah, that baby.
Oh, my God. Look at you, Mark. And it must be nice. He has his own pond. So,
Yeah, I told you. She's fishing off of Mark's koi pond.
what's the matter? What am I doing, Vinny? Blues? I used to go night blue fishing. Oh, you mean lot lizards.
Ooh, I love that. I remember full day fishing.
Yeah. Blue fishing, we used to go. My father, when he was alive, would go up north at night.
Would you go with Miss Belmar?
Up there, yeah. We would go, up North Jersey, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a little town called
I go to Miss
Brielle.
Belmar. Yeah, Miss Belmar too.
Yeah, it was called Brielle. We would go there in the middle of the winter sometimes, and we would go night blue fishing. Wade fishing for Goliath groupers, CZ. But anyway, welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great.
I'm very content.
I'm all right.
That's good, Big D.
Good.
As much as I was okay, I felt weird taking Golden at 12 when I did it tonight. I just don't think, with all that talent on the board, I don't know how we could just take Golden there. I don't know, Randy. What do you think? You think I did the right thing? I mean, what do you think they're going to do based on what was on?
Brian, I'm starting to wonder I don't know what the heck they're going to do. Every time we think we've got it figured.
Right.
We got it. If we think we got it figured out, they may be on something that we're not even expecting. You don't
That's a
know.
good sign, though. I like that, though.
That's
It's good that
Well,
we
true.
that's
don't
good
know.
because nobody knows what we're going to do,
Well, that's
including
good.
our own people.
The only thing I keep going back to, though, that I think is going to be an issue is that running back. I don't really care if we wait for a running back. I just don't want people to get their hopes up because if we don't take
Genty or
one,
Harrison?
well, Genty's going to be gone. So if Hampton's
Fifty's
there,
gone.
Or Hampton?
I don't want to take Hampton at 12. That's just me.
No,
That's-
I
me
don't
neither. I want a
either.
wide
I
receiver.
don't either. I think he's.
So
I'd rather get Henderson in the second
but
round.
I don't think he's going to be there at 44. That's my
I hope.
issue.
Yeah, I'm just
I would
hoping.
love, but
Mhm.
you have to go into it with, okay, you may get Caleb Johnson. Do you like Caleb Johnson?
Yeah, I can deal with Caleb Johnson.
I mean, that's you may end up with a guy like that. If not, then you got to wait. You got to wait till round 5 for a running back, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
I agree with you.
So
I don't
it's
think.
like,
Gonna be your guy at 12. I'll bet money on that one.
you think it's going to be a golden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Mac for me.
I
but-
think we're going to get a call from Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's going to come up for Dart. That's what I think.
Well,
They better give me Zach Frazier.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, I agree with that.
I heard talks about Pittsburgh trading for Watt for Dak. Is this true?
Yeah.
That's a bunch of bull crap.
That's not.
Where did that come from
They're-
anyway?
It came
that's
out today.
BS.
Again,
I can see Shador going there.
I don't know that we
I
could.
told you Shador was going to drop.
I don't know that we could physically, financially even do that. Ultra, could we, even if we
No.
wanted to do it? I mean, could we financially even make it work? I don't see how we could with the dead money.
All the money would come up due, and then we would owe for $155 million this year. You can't do
Ooh.
something like that.
Well, Vinny, he's saying Zach Frazier goes to center. You slide BB into his college.
Yeah, the
you
guard.
Yeah, the guard. Now you're looking at an unbelievable center guard on both sides.
Is
So-
Pittsburgh not happy with Zach Frazier?
Well, no, but what Ultra's saying is if we're going to go, if we're
Oh,
trading
yeah.
a starting quarterback, you got to give us something,
Give us
Right.
something. Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm sorry. It's
The
wishful
key
thinking.
is how bad does Seattle want a quarterback? That's the key. If you can draw the drama there with Seattle, because Seattle basically Sam Darnold's a 1-year deal. So if they want to get interest to move up for a quarterback, that's what you have to do, drum interest so the Steelers can jump Seattle. That's the key.
Yeah.
If you get wiped out.
Well, I do
don't
know that
think
Seattle had
Seattle's gonna get
Shador in.
Yeah. But I don't think they're going to get a quarterback this year. They'll probably get it next year.
Now, my thing, Ultra, is my scenario. Again, I felt weird picking who I did with all that talent on the board. My instinct was to try and find a way. Now, that was a perfect scenario, right? You like what you're saying is Shador's on the board, right? Shador's on the board for the Dallas Cowboys. That in a perfect world, you could definitely trade out of that. I'm almost positive you would be able to trade out of 12 to a team. It's just who? Seattle? Seattle might want that. Seattle may be like, okay, because Seattle has what, 50 and 52? They have
Yes.
2 second-round picks. That's why I keep bringing up Seattle, people. Not because I know something. Just look at the picks. The picks are talking to me. They don't need 2 seconds, especially if they can get up there and get themselves a quarterback or a receiver. So I just don't want Dallas to fall in love with any one player because I think it's bigger than one player. I like Golden. I do. But I don't want to fall in love
Where's
with
Seattle
him.
picking again?
18.
18.
So you would drop 6
They're probably
players.
picking a receiver.
I mean, unless I just with all that I mean, you saw it. There was a lot of talent on the board. Why lock yourself into any one player? But I did take Golden. There was no trades. I could have went any number of things. And every time I look up, Shamar Stewart's climbing the boards. Every time
And
I turn
Shador's
around.
falling.
But the more that I watch Randy's guy, Golden, the more he reminds me a little. He plays like the same speed as DJ Moore. That's my comparison for Golden. I think Golden could be a DJ Moore type wide receiver in this league.
And he runs
a little
a
bit
4
more
too.
speed.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's quiet, and I like that in a receiver. He's not loud. He's not a diva. He's quiet. That's the kind of guy I like.
Do you know what I
For
like
now.
about him? Obviously his speed, but I know Amari's a little bigger. But Amari Cooper was such a good route runner. And Eagle
Ooh.
fans understand
Mike-
this. Eagle fans know exactly. I mean, you can say what you want, guys, but Dak with Amari sliced and diced you. You could not stop Amari Cooper.
You bring him back there,
No,
Brian.
well, he's not the same player, but if you can get a guy who's a route runner like I'm not saying he's on Amari's level route running, but Golden is, I mean, you know where he's going to be.
Well,
You don't.
CD Lamb and Golden together because Amari
Yeah.
Cooper did teach CD Lamb some stuff.
That's what I mean, and he runs great
Yeah.
routes. CD had to play the X a lot last year, even though Eagles fans like to talk their crap about he's not an X receiver. He's the best slot. The fact of the matter is he played most of his snaps outside last year and dominated against double teams. But I do agree with Eagle fans that I believe that CD on the move and in the slot is deadly. So if we can get an outside receiver, which is what Golden is. Golden's a smaller I know Mark Holmes was like, oh, he's 5'11". I'm like, I don't really care. I don't really care what he is. Do you
Catches a
guys?
ball. Shit.
Do you guys care that he's 5'11", Randy? Do you care?
He played best in the playoffs when it was time to be a good receiver. That's what I liked about him.
That's the thing.
Now, Bond disappeared.
Yeah, now Bond is dealing with
Now he's got headaches.
like a gas
now.
mask situation where he's trying to clear his name before the draft. At least he's got more time than Laramie Tunsil did. Laramie Tunsil,
Yes.
they leaked that shit the day of the
Fans,
draft.
That came out the day of the draft, didn't it?
What's that, Ultra?
Yeah, they had the video and everything.
Fans that shit on CD. CD is doing this without a number two. AJ Brown has a
I've been
number
saying
two. Justin Jefferson has a number two. Jamar Chase has a number two. And CD be rubbing his nuts on everybody with no help.
Well,
they're
and they said, well, it's
gonna-
easy
It'd
because
be a
he's the
great
only
pair
guy.
for them.
Like they
AJ
say,
has 2 and a 3.
they say it's easy, but you could double team. Normally, you could take anybody out of the game. You would think, right? You could if
Or
Dallas
hanging the
had
ball.
no other weapons, right? They didn't have a running back, right? But they didn't have a running back. They didn't
Yeah,
have. I mean, they had a backup quarterback last year for most of the year, and yet CD still had a great year. I just, again, he's just a great player. So we're happy.
And he
with
missed
him.
the last 2 games too. You got to remember that too. He
Yeah.
was out the last 2 games.
Imagine Tet playing against the second best, the corner. Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that, Vinny. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared.
That's the key. If they find their number two, they're golden because you got a good number three,
pun
probably the
intended.
best number 3 in the NFC East, and Jalen Tolbert. People shit on Jalen Tolbert, but he had 610 yards, 7 touchdowns. Cavante Turpin had 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. Your key for Dallas is finding that number 2 wide receiver. If they find that number 2 wide receiver, they'll be golden.
With speed. We need speed.
We looked good at the end of the year, right, you guys? That's what we're going to see
And
this year.
Cavante Turpin is basically all of his incentives are receiver. Yeah, I think they're going to make a concerted effort to actually have him run routes because that was a part of the problem. He didn't really get
He's
a
a
chance
speedster,
to run
though.
a lot of routes. He's a speedster.
Remember that
but-
one jet sweep? He made an 87 or 86 yard.
But it's always
Yeah.
behind the line of
Yeah.
scrimmage, give him the ball. I want to see him actually go out in the route, run a damn deep post or something. Good luck, But, it is what it is. Joe, are you working or what? How come you're not in a Zoom call? Tolbert at 3, they're solid. Vinny, and we're not even talking about Mingo, right? And Mingo, everybody wants to crap on him, but he's a highly touted guy who, let's see what he does with a whole training camp. That's the only thing that kind of scares me about them not taking a wide receiver because we have Mingo. So,
Well, I hope they don't look at it that way. I want to get somebody that's proven.
that's what I'm looking at as well.
Yeah.
Tet is
Let's say
okay.
the Cowboys come out with Golden at 12, right? They come out with Golden at 12. Then they hit on a running back in the second. And then they go in the third and get a defensive tackle.
I'm
They're set.
with you 100%.
Hey,
They're
hey,
set.
that's a fine set right there.
I mean,
You know, it's funny that only Cowboys players that get hurt, they never could come back from. Everybody else in the league gets hurt. Oh, they're good to go. They'll be ready. Dallas Cowboys players get hurt, and it's
What's up,
like the end of the
Steven?
world for a lot of the media and everybody.
yeah, exactly. I
Well,
mean,
they're saying that running back Blue, all the fantasy hype guys online
Oh
are
yeah,
saying
blue.
he's gonna have a good
Yeah, I
year.
brought him up earlier. I think we can get him in third.
Eagles actually brought Blue in, so look for the
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
birds.
that's
take
true.
my
That's
guy.
facts. That was
Eagles
that
brought
was
Blue in. We like him too, but Eagles will take him ahead of Dallas.
I've been
Well,
talking
Brian,
about
right
him since
now,
drafting.
Brian, right now, as of today, they Philadelphia was talking about tight end.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Well, they're definitely going to draft one. It's just a matter of, like
They got to.
like what round they're going to do it. They're trying to trade Dallas Goedert. I'll be curious to see what they get for him, but as much as we don't like,
I hope not. I hope not.
but Howie always
He can
gets
still
value
play.
though, Bobby. Howie will get value for it. He won't get taken. Where Howie gets in trouble is when he tries to put a square peg in a round hole, like the edge rusher he got up in the Jets, Bryce Huff. They've basically moved on from Bryce.
They cannot stand Huff around here.
Yeah,
the good news is the players we lost, we know where we're going in the draft. Defense, obviously.
Right.
The offense is pretty set. We just signed a receiver. Who knows if he's going
What
to
are
be
you going
good
to
or
do
not.
with the Becton replacement?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm asking a question. I don't know.
They're talking about, I think, a Zabel or something in the first round.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he makes it to 32. But I'm just saying.
Well, you could go get Donovan Jackson at 32, and that'd be a great pick for you.
Yeah,
from
I've
Ohio
done that.
State.
I've done that, and I like that more than what I did tonight but Howie needs an edge rusher.
I think we sit at 32 because there's so many defensive players.
They could trade up though, Bobby.
Walter Nolan or whoever the case may be. There's so many defensive players, and that's what we need. So I'd sit at 32 unless they really love somebody.
That's another thing too. They lost 5 players. They lost 5 defensive.
Well, Bobby, y'all are in the prime position right now to be traded up for a quarterback, and y'all could acquire a number 1 for next year more than likely.
I don't know that you'd get a number 1 at the 32 position.
Hey, grab Shador.
Jackson is solid, Randy. Who we talking about? Oh, yeah. The guard from
Donovan Jackson from Ohio State, the guard.
Yeah. I mean, to me, if you want to plug and play a guy, if I'm an Eagle, I would do that and wait on defense. But even Walter Nolan has a lot of risk. If people think that that's where I think you get in trouble, though, CZ, when you start saying, "Oh, well, our coach will just coach anybody." And at some point, you need players. You saw
and young players.
Yeah, you saw it. When Lane Johnson goes out, you're not the same line. So that's just a fact.
That's true.
So it's not always the case, CZ. I hear what you're saying. It's nice to be it's nice to have confidence in your offensive line coach, but after a while that goes away, and then you just ultimately you need somebody to be good. You can't just rely on coaching.
When he retires in a year or two.
He said he's not, so that's good. So that's good for you guys.
Another Super Bowl, he might retire next
year.
Again,
if you have already banked enough Super Bowls that if he retired and you went in the tank for a little while, you're already cooking with gas. So it doesn't matter.
Lane can't be Father Time though.
That's what I was saying with Dallas. I would like for them to go all in. Let's say after this draft, maybe next year and the year after. Let's stop being so worried about this and that. If we have to have a bad year in 3 years, okay, have a bad year. I'm talking non-injury related bad year. I'm fine with it if that's going to give us a long, deep run in the playoffs.
But let me play devil's advocate for you, Brian. Would you rather sign an outside free agent and risk losing either Jake Ferguson, Deron Bland, Brandon Aubrey, Michael Parsons you got coming up, Tyler Smith you got coming up? So they're in a very, very, and those are people that are all pros at their position.
Yeah, I don't want to lose a few of those that you said.
Yeah.
I don't. Jake Ferguson, I wouldn't care. But not
We
Tyler
can replace
Smith,
him in the drafts.
not Micah. The only way I'm getting rid of Micah is if in a couple years is after we resign him
Yeah,
to a
pay
mega
that
deal,
man.
and let's say it's not working out, and you can cash that in the Arch Manning draft if we needed it. And let's say it's not working out. I'm not saying I want to trade Micah, but sign him long term and let him do his thing, and we'll see what happens.
I already owe Drew a bottle of Bacardi.
Thanks, West Virginia.
I'll take a bet with anybody that
I'm a
Joe
better-
Milton will be the next quarterback in the next 2 years of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
I'm glad you brought that up.
Shots
Ultra, I got
fired.
a quick question for you guys. Sorry if you had something, Brian.
I don't have
Honestly,
anything.
I want you guys' thoughts on this. If you draft a quarterback, let's say a dart or something. Let's say you take a chance on a quarterback, which is not that bad of an idea, or someone, the Johnson guy or something you were talking about. I would have an open competition for quarterback with Milton, Dak, and then the new guy, and see who wins it out. You know what you got with Dak, so why not, right?
All right. I think Milton is that competition.
Dart.
I think I
Robert,
think
no touchy.
Milton is that competition. And I think we bring in a post draft free agent. That's all I think you're going to have. I really do.
I love Milton. I've been watching some of his tapes since you guys signed him, and I'm scared.
I mean,
Holy crap, this guy
I
can throw
don't.
100.
Yeah, he could throw. He has a lot of good physical skills. He needs to hone them in, and we'll see. I like the quarterback coach, as Ultra
And
says.
We're not at 12. We're not getting him at 12. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
But if
you
you
gotta
see-
remember, he's throwing to receivers like Bubba Jones and who knows? They didn't have
That's
anyone
cool.
But go watch
Go get
Joe
him,
Milton
then.
at Tennessee compared to his last game in versus Buffalo. It's like night and day with his accuracy.
Yeah, and who?
So that's something that they can develop and hone in. And you know what? They can move off for Dak after next year.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah,
playing with third
They can,
strings.
they can eat that cap like the Denver Broncos did and just suck it up because you
Jerry's
still got
not
a
gonna-
quarterback on a rookie contract. And
Like
you
the
move on.
Eagles did with, it'll be a little more than what.
Yeah,
I
but
think it was about
I don't
60
think
mil.
Jerry's gonna do something like that. Jerry would not do something like that.
He would. He would.
Think so?
You know,
Here's the
I
deal.
haven't been on here in a while, and one thing people keep on honing on Jerry. This offseason, Jerry has let Brian Schottenheimer and them guys do everything they want. You don't see
Yes, sir.
That I agree.
one coach that he wanted on there that he didn't have no input and nothing on. The only one that's left over is Lunda Wells, who is a great tight ends coach. So he's letting them do what they want to do right now. Just like when Jimmy was there, he's letting these guys now do what they want.
That's the way.
And we only signed one free agent last year, whereas we've signed a ton of them this year. And I like that we're going younger.
Yeah, and
I like the moves you guys made. I'm impressed. That's way
again,
more
we have
than-
a long way to go and a short time to get there. Oh, sorry. No, but yeah, we have a long way to go. But, where we sit as Cowboy fans, we're happy so far. Now, talk to us after the draft. If we start doing stupid shit and we start waiting, like last year, I was a little annoyed that we didn't take a running back. And I'm a little annoyed that we're trading away picks going into the draft. Not for Milton, but, like that guard that we gave up I don't know. I'm a little concerned about that. I want my picks. I want to get that running back in the fourth round, and we're going to probably have to use a fifth to get back up there. But, yeah, Vinny, Jerry is letting them cook. Game time, your thoughts on Dak calling out some of his players to include Micah, Osa, etc. Mark had posted a video with a little while ago. I was watching a little bit of it, but I was doing stuff here. What did he exactly say?
Well, he's a quarterback. He's the leader. He
but
needs
what did he
to open
say,
his
though?
mouth.
So tired of Dak. Jesus Christ.
Milton
Tired.
just needs some time. He just can't hit this side of the house. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Thanks, Jimbo. You reminded me.
I got a question for you.
you know
How
what
can
they
you be a
said,
leader
Ultra?
when you choke in the biggest games? I just don't understand that. How can you be a leader when you tuck it when it comes into the big games? I just don't understand that.
Yeah.
That's what he has to figure out.
But
going on a decade, he can't figure it out.
But also, why
Biden
did they
figured out
sign
how to
him?
find the bathroom in the White House. He can't figure it out.
Well,
10
why-
years.
Then
They
why did
re-signed
Jerry
him.
sign
They
him?
re-signed him.
Yeah, I
That
don't
was
understand. I don't understand why they signed him. If
Well,
they were going to do the
I know
things
why
they were going to
signed
do.
him. I know why they signed him. Because they didn't have, hey, what's up, Kid Cowboy? They didn't have, I don't believe they had a confidence, and they did not want to go through the post-Aikman all over again. And I was getting, where we were going to, Quincy Carter, Chad Hutchinson, Clint Sterner, and company. It was ugly, and they'd rather overpay. But getting back to everybody saying Joe Milton not being able to hit the side of a barn. You know who else? Now, again, I'm not comparing him to the player, but I'm just saying how much strides you can make once you get into the NFL. And he's already made a lot of strides, like Ultra said. They said that about Josh Allen.
Yes,
Unbelievable arm
Oh
talent.
yeah, that's true.
Couldn't hit the side of a barn. And what happened? He got into the NFL. Each year he got better. We've already saw Joe Milton get better. He's a big boy. Joe Milton is all that. So it's going to be
Josh
interesting.
just gets hit too much though.
He gets
I
hit,
will.
but
I will say this,
6'5".
Brian. On top of what you just said,
240.
Milroe could be a steal of the century if he's able to get accuracy in his passing, because he's a hell of an athlete.
I mean, Lamar Jackson, they said he couldn't throw either. How's he looking? I'm a little critical because ultimately
That's coaching right there. That's all coaching.
But ultimately, it's like winning a Super Bowl, and he hasn't done it, right? We hear everybody complain about the Cowboys, but Lamar has had.
I don't know if that's coaching. I think that's putting the work in, like Hurts has been doing in the offseason. That's how you get better. Coaching helps.
Oh, that's definitely. I gotta admit that.
Again,
he did put the work in.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I hate having to be put in a position to slam Jalen, but Jalen has done what he normally does.
Lucky.
I mean,
You
he
know,
had an average
Jalen reminds me of
year.
Mark Limke for the Braves. When the lights turn on bright, he plays well in the playoffs. He reminds me of Mark Limke for the Braves.
Yeah, he won't make it doesn't seem like Jalen will make that mistake, pick six in a key. I mean, he did have the fumble in the Super Bowl, but again, that was arguably.
He is human after.
Arguably, he was the MVP, even in a loss. I kind of think.
Yeah, no
even
doubt.
Now.
Speaking of Lamar
they
Jackson,
should have had that. They should have had that goal.
Is that Milroe?
Yeah, Milroe. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
But my question is, how can you be a Dak fanboy and go year 10 and you expect a different outcome? It's like the dude that stays with the cheating wife or the cheating girlfriend. It's like you expect a different outcome. He is what he is. He's not gonna rise to the occasion when the playoffs start. It's just a fact. It's too big for him.
I think
V.
so.
Stradamus, enough with the stats. Well, what are you talking about? That's what
That's
MVPs in the regular season are made for.
You know what I like about Hurts? I like
Aikman
Hurts
got slammed for years, V, by Eagle fans. V. Aikman got hammered for years by Eagle fans because he didn't put up the stats. All he did was put up Super Bowl wins.
Shit, Brian. He almost became Aikman. Almost became an
But I'm
Eagle.
just saying that's it. That's why I'm saying it. He doesn't have the stats. Aikman, I don't know. Ultra, did Aikman ever win a MVP in the regular season?
No, he never won.
No, he never won.
He won
I got
one in a
something here
Super Bowl.
for Joe DeMasi. He needs to get a Dak fathead and put it on his ceiling in his bedroom. Every excuse they have, the shit keeps around him. He's had a bunch of all pros around him, and he still can't get it done. He had Amari Cooper, CD, Gallup, and still choked. I'm tired of all these excuses for Dak. It's year 10, buddy. Year 10.
Yeah, that Green Bay game when he just kept throwing interceptions.
I'm gonna throw out coaching though.
Tired of all the excuses for Dak. Jesus Christ, you're paying him $60 million to fucking throw pick sixes in the playoffs.
Montana doesn't have stats. Exactly.
Beautiful
Kid
thing.
Cowboy.
Oh Lord! Now 1 year. Oh my God! Just go rub your Dak blow up doll. Just
Get in here, Joe. Get in here. Get in here, Joe. Defend yourself.
This is why I come to this show.
Get him. Get him.
Damn.
Put the boxing gloves on.
You sound a little
Ooh.
sick there.
man, we should get tired. We should get tired. You know, you should get tired of mediocrity.
I was
And 60
watching.
million for fucking duds? No, man. It's just terrible.
I was
Ultra,
terrible. We
watching.
should
I will say this, Ultra, and this is not directed at you, but our ownership has been horrible the last 5 to 10 years too. They haven't made great decisions. They haven't picked up the players we needed to pick up. If we had gone and picked up 3 or 4 players when we were 12-5, we may have had a shot at winning the Super Bowl, but we didn't do anything. So
yeah, but let me go back and push back onto you, Randy. He's had 11 All Pros on that team and couldn't get it done. That Green Bay game, I was like, oh, when we beat the Commanders and we went in there, like I said, okay, this team right here can go all the way to the NFC Championship. And what does Dak do? Dak
Non-motivated.
sucked again.
well, I
Punt,
agree with
pick
you.
six.
I agree with you, Ultra. I'm with you. I didn't want to sign Dak either, especially not for $60 million. I wouldn't have signed him, but I don't make the decisions, and unfortunately, we have to sit back and watch what happens, and whatever happens, happens. That's just about what it looks like now.
Well, you can cut him like Russell Wilson and move on from
Again,
him.
he's got another year. He's got 1 year.
Who's a better option than Dak? That's the other thing I hate. We haven't drafted a first-round quarterback since 1989. Since 1989. Everybody, who's better out there? You don't know if you don't take the chance. Draft a first-round quarterback and see from there. They haven't done that since 1989. That's organizational malpractice. That's the issue I have with the
All right, so
Jerry
let me
Jones.
ask you then. My mock draft, Shedeur Sanders is there. Do you like him or no?
I've been saying it.
No,
Yes.
I'm talking about Ultra.
I'm not-
quarterback competition.
He's
I
another.
don't think Sanders makes it past the Raiders. That's just my opinion because Tom Brady likes him. I think Tom Brady sees a lot of him
Very possible.
in Sanders.
But I'm
So
just saying,
if he got to
hypothetical.
12, that's something I would definitely entertain.
Okay.
But it's going to be golden because that's what they do. You
No,
know,
but Yeah, I
Dak
think
is a
you're
great
right.
guy. Oh my God, Dak. Oh, Mark Holmes gets, oh Lord, Dak. He's such a great guy. He can date my daughter.
I love this.
Well, hey, let me ask y'all this then. Having said what all y'all just said, would you rather be down this year as a team and go ahead and trade picks for next year and maybe have the Manning guy on our team? Would that be a better alternative?
Ooh, Arch. Well, Arch needs to,
Randy, the thing is, what I say is that the Cowboys are talented. What it is they don't have the balls to say, okay, you know what? We're going to do like the 49ers, and we're going to go up there and say, you know, if we have to give up 3 first-round picks, we're going to go get our guy. They just don't have the balls to do that.
I agree with you. If you remember back in the 90s, Jerry
do it
said
in the Arch draft.
when he took over, he said, we will win. He don't have that mentality.
Remember I said that, yeah. We must win. We will win. Winning is the name of the game.
Yes, and he don't
also-
have that same mentality anymore. He just don't.
And
He's got money in his mind.
And this is why I say, go back to Brian all the time. I say, you know what? The only way I can see a path that they can get to the NFC Championship and go to a Super Bowl is through the defense. I'm tired of giving Dak all these weapons because when he goes in there, he looks like crap when the playoffs come. I don't know, just some people not built that way. But that's why I say build up the defense. Build up the defense. Build up the defense.
Yeah.
And
You had
Randy,
Pollard. You had Pollard, Cooper, Gallup, CeeDee, Schultz, and the guy still tucked it in the playoffs.
Dalton Schultz has.
Randy, one thing. Archie's going to be playing the full season this year.
Yeah, I mean, I would use 3 to move to go up and get him. I'll give him 3 number ones if he's that good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna do it, let's tank this year and
I wouldn't tank this year.
I don't think tank this year.
But
No.
in order for you to do what you're going to have to do to
He's
get
not
that
if you give 3 number ones. We're not bad though. I mean, we're going to be in the middle. I mean, that's the thing. We're
I
always
agree.
good.
I agree with you, but we're
in the
going to
middle of
have
the
to
pack.
acquire picks somewhere.
No, you
And
just
to
give
do-
3 number ones up, not 3 in the same year. You give up 3. Yeah, if you want to give up 3 number ones, you can pretty much do whatever you want. If Arch is that good, go do it. What Ultra's
Yeah.
saying is they're not going to do it. They will never do
No,
it.
they're not. They don't have, like he said, they don't
They
have the
won't
balls
do
to go
that.
up and do it.
And that's
And
not
since
Dak's
89,
fault.
that's what he's
just their
saying.
organizational fault. They will not do it. They're so
I
afraid to
love
get away
Vinny-
from us from Dak because they don't want to go back to the post Aikman, right?
Jimmy Johnson.
They don't want to go
Mhm.
post
I love
Aikman.
Vinny. I love Vinny Hagen, but you have a better chance of a leprechaun popping out of your Lucky Charms than Dak winning the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Oh, they're lucky.
Kid Cowboy. Let's see. Oscar Perini. Vinny Dak did choke in the playoffs, but he did have.
We
a top
need Wade in here right
offense.
now.
Well, again, I don't need any more Dak hate. I have enough right now. I mean,
hey, Mark Holmes in
it's a
here.
nice Saturday night. You're bringing me down. 2027 draft is going to be stacked. It's CZ. It will be. This is why I said let's.
What first rounds actually proved it though? Like recently,
Again. What's his
because
name?
Tom Brady was in the first round.
Lawrence.
He was the 6th round.
Lawrence hasn't done it, right? It's Trevor
No,
Lawrence.
No.
Joe
How did he
Burrow.
get the money he got? That's what I want to know.
Oh,
How did he
JoJo's
get his money?
Definitely a hit.
You got the dude with the Chargers.
Joe Herbert.
Yeah,
Herbert, Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert.
Oh yeah, Justin Herbert.
Hey, this is my Dak playoff drink, the Bacardi the Don Q 151.
Ooh, what are you taking? A fire maker.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Better QB class next year. Oh yeah, the QB class this year is horrible.
This draft ain't very good this year. Be honest with
I don't
you.
think next year is going to be that great.
It'll
either.
be
I
the
think only
following
one's gonna be
year.
worth a man. It's
Mark
worth a hell.
Hudson.
It's going to be Manning.
Mark Hudson. It's not next year. The year after.
2027
Yes,
is going to be the big year.
Miguel.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Kyler Murray. So what has he done? Now I'm just asking Miguel. How
Play on video games.
No, I'm saying how far is Kyler Murray? I'm being serious. How far is Kyler?
Nowhere.
Murray?
He hasn't got. He's been screwing up too, and he has a great wide receiver.
His work ethic
nope.
has been questioned too,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
So much
video
so
games.
that his latest
And then you
contracts,
had
they have to put
Waddle.
incentives for him to show up
Waddle.
and do the off season. He has to put in the
Kyler
work.
Murray's a hobby playing quarterback.
Yeah. So that's a good question. Who was the last? I would say Caleb Williams is probably going to be the next successful top pick. I like Caleb Williams a lot.
Hey,
No, you're on mute, Joe.
Get him, Joe. Get him.
You know what? Game time. I think New England got rid of the wrong quarterback.
You think?
I think
What? Bale's great.
I'm not a big Drake May guy at all.
He's
so.
going to be
Drake
another.
May.
They got rid of the wrong guy.
I think he's okay. I think he's young and has a future, but I don't know. There's something about him. I've always, ever since I remember me and Phil talking a draft last year, we were talking Joe Milton. Man, like if you could somehow get Joe Milton to work behind Dak, and now that we got him, I'm excited. What's
yeah,
up,
the
Willie?
New England fans are not happy that they got rid of him.
It's not a bust. A kid Cowboy. We're not saying Kyler Murray's a bust, but again, if you're holding up to the Dak
They were mad when
standard
they got
and
rid of
winning
Brady.
playoff games, he's won none. Right? You know
Kyler
how
Murray's good in fantasy football.
you can't have
that's
it both ways. You can't say Dak stinks, but then Kyler Murray's good. No, that's not. Dak's
the hell?
Dak's had better regular seasons. You
And,
say,
and
well,
I want Dak to prove me wrong.
yeah, you said that. Everybody thinks
Yeah,
you hate
yeah.
Dak.
Hey,
You hate
Ultra, I'm
losing.
I'm not a Dak sexual, man. I'm just saying, this team hasn't picked a first round quarterback since Aikman, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
this
That's what Ultra said. You're right about
this
that.
This team's unserious about the quarterback position, and they just went with Dak because that's who they have. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not the one
Let's
paying
be
them,
honest. Let's be honest. Dak has put the best regular seasons
He proved himself.
in the NFC.
Regular
East.
season, yes, yeah.
He's had the best regular season out of any NFC quarterback, but that doesn't get it done. NFC East quarterback,
Right.
but that's not good enough. You need to do it in the playoffs. I'd rather have an average quarterback like Jalen in the regular season and step up in the playoffs. I'd rather have that than an MVP runner up. You know,
Yeah,
Well, what
three.
I'm
that's when
saying
he
too,
And
goes.
then
That's when he
the
had
shit
to
the
pull
coaches,
his
bed
like
in the
you had
shenanigans.
Mike
playoffs.
McCarthy back there, never motivated, never just like, oh my gosh, they were always scared before they went to playoffs. That's not what kind of coach I
Yes,
want. I want the
exactly.
coaches like,
Exactly.
we're gonna go out there and whoop everyone's ass. We're gonna do this. This is
Drew
our game.
Drew
You
with the
know,
Drew
mic
said it right
drop.
here. Drew actually is right here. Dak doesn't stink, and I'm glad that he's saying that. He
Thank you,
just
Drew.
chokes
We
in the big
appreciate that.
games until he
Yeah, he
wins.
does.
Once he
Yeah.
wins, then Ultra will zip it, right? But until then, he's not going to zip it.
If
and
Dak
Wade,
wins
That's
the
and
it.
Super
Wade.
Bowl, you guys can ask for one shot. I'll do like 10 shots. You guys say you can't do all of this. Do a shot of
Listen,
that. Do a shot.
hold up. If we win a
I'll do
Super
it on
Bowl,
live stream if Dak wins,
Oh, I'm
wins a
doing 30
championship.
shots too. I'm
you
with
know
you,
what would
but
kill
I'm getting
me?
fucked up.
You know what would kill me? I think it might be the end of me if Dak went on and let's say he went to New Orleans and won a Super Bowl with Kellen Moore. Then I think
Oh
I'd,
my
then I
gosh.
think I'd have to I don't know, man. It would
I'll be
be
the
That
designated
All that
driver.
shit we talked about,
I'll
Kellen
dance like
Moore,
Party Boy
everything
from
dope.
Jackass.
Jesus Christ.
I'll be the designated driver, guys.
That would be bad news if that happened. Fucking Dak goes to New Orleans and
Save your alcohol. You're never gonna have to worry about that.
Jesus Christ, that would be the worst. Yeah, yeah, Drew. I mean, that's what I mean. I was there when Ultra was, Mark was like, "Why are you always hating on me?" And Ultra said, "Listen, I don't hate Dak. I'm just tired of losing." And again, I know this sounds what's the word? I know this sounds cocky or whatever, but we used to win. We're used to winning, and it's been so long that it's frustrating. And you know what I was watching the other day? I was watching a documentary on Tony Romo and how great he was. And don't get me wrong, he made some mistakes,
What?
but Tony Romo, actually Clemente sent it to me. Tony Romo was fantastic. He just didn't have an NFL body. He could not stay healthy.
Right.
And he ran for his life
2014
at
season.
times.
That
He ran for his
2014
life.
season, I think, was his only chance, Brian. And
I
Yeah,
have such regret that we didn't let Romo come back in and play.
I mean, they built that offensive line. I mean, we said it before. They built that offensive line and that running game with Zeke for Romo.
Could you
So-
imagine if Romo comes back? I mean, listen, I understand it's hard to bench, but he's a rookie. If Dak is really that guy, he would bounce back from it. But Dak went on like a 10-game winning streak as a rookie.
And I even remember that Romo was even saying, "Hey, it's time to give the keys over" or something like that.
He
Or,
was
you
kind
know,
of forced to stay that. Remember,
Yeah,
he
he
stood
was
up and
kinda-
said,
he was
"It's
Jerry
kinda
not,
done,
forced
I
his
think.
shoulder there.
yeah, it's not
Yeah,
an
yeah,
He was
meritocracy."
banged up. He was getting big time banged up.
But you
Yeah.
remember Denver did that. Peyton Manning got hurt. They put in, I forgot his name. I can see his face,
Osweiler?
but I forgot his name.
Osweiler, yeah, Osweiler.
Yeah.
Brock
And then he
Osweiler.
came
Oh, yeah,
back,
Ozzy,
but the
Ozzy, yeah,
playoffs
Ozzy.
started. They put Peyton in and went from there. I think
Right,
Dallas made a
that was
mistake.
that's a good point, Ultra.
Starting to
That was a good move. That was a good move by Denver, I thought. Yeah, that's a good point.
I would even say this, Ultra. Even if you don't bring him back that year, Dak's rookie year, let him come back the following year and compete. Who do you think's going to win that job in training camp? I'm just asking for a friend. Who do you think wins the starting job the following year?
Is Tony Romo fully healed though?
Yes, yeah.
Probably
that's the-
Romo.
Tony
then,
Romo
because-
wins the starting job the next
Tony
year.
Romo definitely.
Yeah.
But
What was Dak's thing?
That's the issue in Dallas. Sorry, I'm turning to Jesse, but sorry, that's the issue in Dallas. They never created competition for Dak.
exactly.
Once
Or
he
any
won
of
it,
their
they kinda-
quarterbacks at
yeah.
that.
Or for any of their groups,
Yeah,
like none of
Hang
their
on a
groups.
second. You guys have the most patience with quarterbacks. That's the problem. You let them go for so long, and it's like, okay, enough already. You got to cut it out.
Well, it starts from the top. So
Ultra. Dak's following the same thing. It was what's his face footstep keeps getting hurt.
Now I know why you
Romo got
guys
hurt
are
big
pissed
time, big
off
few
all the
times. And
time.
what's happening? Yeah, Romo
Romo
got hurt so
got
many
hurt.
times, and
Because Romo had a body
Dak's
like
following
me.
the same footsteps. I mean, Dak's got 2 strikes on his leg.
Romo
You know why
wasn't
Romo
built
was
like-
good? You know why Romo was good? Why Mahomes was
Yeah,
good?
guts.
Because they sit for a year.
Study
Romo
and
sat
sit.
3 years and studied. That's the other issues with a lot of these quarterbacks. They draft them high and they throw them
They tried to cut Romo.
into the fire.
They tried
Well,
to cut
that's
Romo.
the MO nowadays.
Yeah,
These
I think
NFL league now.
Parcells was the only one keeping him around at that one time.
He wasn't making a team.
Yeah.
And I actually think that he was released for a day or so, and then they re-signed him. And the only reason why, the only reason why he came to Dallas, Romo, was because of Sean Payton. Sean Payton was also an Eastern Illinois quarterback. He had a relationship with Romo. Romo had to take less money to come with Dallas. Now, that's ridiculous, right? If we look back at it, it really took Sean Payton. Sean Payton's going to be the death of us. I'm just telling you. He's going to screw us in this draft. Sean Payton's going to kill us.
I think he's going quarterback. Now with Derek Carr hurting his shoulder, I think he's going quarterback.
He's going to go dart in the first round.
No, he's in the Broncos.
He's on
the Broncos now. Yeah, he's got Bo Nix.
He's
okay. Oh, that's right. I'm talking Kellen Moore.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking Sean Payton.
Ultra, real quick. One thing that you just said, sitting quarterbacks, I agree with that. Look what Green Bay did with, Love, Rodgers. But after last year, seeing what Jaden Daniels did, I think that's over now. You throw a guy in when you have so many losing seasons. Why not? Let's go. And Dallas.
Now, a question for AD: What did Dallas make Daniels do? Tap out. What did Eberflus?
With
a lot of people not understanding this one. Eberflus shut down Daniels
with backups too.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
With a lot of
Eberflus shut down Daniels.
I understand your point, but what I'm saying is, if you can get a rookie to go to a championship game, I would be a little bit excited as a fan instead of 30 years of.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree, but a lot of that has to do with Dan Quinn and us keeping that dead horse around. And
what's up, Tommy T?
The last two quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl both set for at least a year.
No,
Mahomes set for a year. They had Alex Smith. They signed him to that extension. He set for a year. Then Jalen Hurts set for a year.
Sorry, that was me.
He played in his first year.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'm going to give you a good comp. Steve Young, if you remember back in the day, until he beat Dallas, he was known just like Dak in San Francisco. He beat Dallas.
That's true.
And they took the monkey off his back. If you remember, in the Super Bowl, he finally got the monkey off his back, and that was the Dallas Cowboys. He had the same stigma as Dak has got right now. The problem I have with Dak right now, he didn't speak up before he got that money, but once he got that money, all of a sudden Dak is the big speaker now. He should have been a big speaker all along.
Yeah.
If you're a leader, you speak the whole time.
But Randy, I got a question for you. You played sports probably back in the day, right?
Oh, I did.
You did, right?
Yes.
How can you? I just say this. How can you really be a voice in the locker room when they know the playoffs come times? They don't believe in you. They know he's not going to turn the corner. He's not going to lead you where you need to go. How can you really have an influence in the locker room? I think winning is the most important. They don't care anything about winning. These players know who's good and who's not good. I just think that's the thing is time to move on from him. That's why
I agree with you.
In preseason.
What you have to look at is, if you remember, Aikman didn't give a darn about his stats. All he said was, I want to win. And that's what Emmett said, too. Emmett had goals, but he said, I want to win. You need players like that in the locker room. And I'm sorry, Lawrence was not one of them kind of players that said, I want to win.
Wasn't.
And we still have a few, but I think we're headed in the right direction. I just hope, like you said, I hope Dak has a great year. I doubt that.
Oscar,
I have doubts.
Point. That's a good
Randy, you gotta let it go.
You know what my 13-year-old told me today? I was sitting down. I was like showing him videos. Said, "Who do you want golden?" Show him Ted. He said, "Dad, why you worry about that? You know when the playoff comes, Dak is gonna choke again." And I started laughing.
Wow, smart kid.
Wow.
Willie Vassar.
He's a good quarterback, but it's not going to
He must be a Giants fan.
Willie Vassar, game time. Any QB will be good if you have all the pieces. This is true. But like when you have all the pieces, you can't mess it up. That's my thing. You don't have to be the best. Look at Jeff Hostetler. Look at Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer. Yeah, that's
Look
great.
at Brad
Look at
Johnson.
Yeah.
Peyton and his Super Bowl with Denver. He
Yeah.
wasn't
Right,
the
his last
greatest
one.
by then.
Yeah, the
No, he
latest
wasn't
one.
good at all that guest
Yeah.
season. This team.
Just don't F it up, right? Just don't throw pick sixes
Matt
going
Stafford.
into halftime and stuff like that. That's what you don't do.
You
Exactly.
guys were really strong a couple years ago. You just choked.
He choked against San Francisco. He doesn't throw those 2 picks, we win that game.
Green
Yeah,
Bay.
he doesn't throw the interception.
I'm with you, Ultra. I'm with you. I don't know who else would be a better option than him. This team thinks Trey
We don't
Lance
know,
would have been
though.
a better
That's the
option.
thing. We
And
don't
Trey
know.
Lance
I'd rather have
was
Dak
a
DeMoss
string
at quarterback at this point.
Wow.
We don't know, Joe. That's the thing, because we're gonna go with Dak, and Dak will most likely have a really good regular season.
Well, you paid him. You paid him.
Yeah, he paid him.
Yeah, but it really don't matter anymore until you get to the playoffs.
Right. No,
Well, you guys got to pray. You guys got to pray. He's one hit away.
Everybody's
from
one hit
retirement.
away.
Yeah.
Everybody's
He's
one
already
hit
got
away.
two shots in the same leg, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
everybody's one hit away. You can't play scared. If he ends up going, he
Of course
goes.
not. I didn't say that, but
I
he's
mean, I'm
not
just
hit
saying.
the same leg
Look
twice.
at how your boy Eli looked after he got towards the end of his career when his offensive line sucked. He looked like a jackass.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
was
he
a
looked
great
like a jackass,
quarterback.
but they sat his ass down for one game. Well,
I'm
I
just
never
saying,
understand
every
that.
quarterback, if they get hurt or get that, I don't care.
True.
It's not easy. Miguel, hey, game time. I'm ready to see our fan group section reaction when Roger announces our pick. Miguel, is that what's going to happen?
Oh God!
What? Roger Staubach. Don't. Oh God, Roger. He's the best.
Oh, Captain America is a legend.
Yeah, he is a legend. That's coming from an Eagle fan.
He's my hero.
Yeah, Roger
Yeah,
Staubach.
he was a good player. He was a good player.
Guy didn't play
Captain
football
America.
till what? He was 27, I think.
Yeah, he went to
He went
Vietnam.
to the war. He didn't even play.
Yeah, he went to war, fellow
He went
veteran,
to
goes
Vietnam
war,
and
comes
then
back.
came back.
What's up,
Came
Tim?
back. You
Yeah.
don't see that.
On a positive note, Mark Holmes got to be in the Guinness Book of World Record for Dak excuses. That's why I give him so much beef.
No Roger.
I knew you were going to say something.
He's always like Dak. His channel started like
That's
on,
why.
He's got a damn golden statue on it.
You know, he's always liked him.
I know. He's a Dak apologist.
But it's fine because
Well, I mean, he liked. If you guys watch Mark before, he liked
Think about
Romo
it.
too. He made a lot of excuses for Romo too. I mean,
Hey, if you
he
guys
just
did
likes
get
his quarterbacks. I think.
if you guys did get to see Quincy Carter,
Oh God!
I'm telling you something
Oh.
right now. You didn't see a sorry quarterback. You know, I
Clint
know
Sterner?
we have problems with Dak, but
nah, he's
at
not a
least
bad
we got
quarterback.
somebody in place. Look at the Giants; they don't have crap.
Yeah, look at the Raiders.
Yeah.
Dak's an
Don't
above
worry.
average
Don't
quarterback who
worry.
doesn't get a.
Randy Milrose.
Here we go.
Randy Milrose.
Dak's an above average quarterback
Milrose inaccurate.
who
I don't
doesn't get
believe
a
it.
ton of playoffs.
Let's
Okay.
tag team on the Giants. You know, they like trashing a general manager, but they got like Ren and Stimpy running their organization.
Well, they
Oh,
won't be
God,
there
all
for
the
long to
offensive-
screw up again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the offensive linemen they've taken and failed on is pretty crazy. If you look that up, it's pretty crazy. They failed on a lot of offensive linemen in the first round.
No, they failed on Thibodeau at 5.
Yeah,
And
that
Yeah,
that
they
offensive
did.
lineman from Alabama, I forgot his name.
correct. Evan Neal.
Evan
Yeah,
Neal,
Neal.
yeah, Evan Neal. He was
Evan
supposed
Neal.
to be really good, and then he just
Oh
came there
my
and
God! I
got
thought
beat up.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
cheering, and I look at him now. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ!
Right.
Well, we can fix that this year. We'll fix a couple things this year. We're not going nowhere. I just want my
Yeah, not
my
yet,
quarterback-
Jesse. But I mean, you guys got a good defense. It's about building
yeah,
from
no, we-
there. I feel so.
We can Aaron
Jesse-
Carter risk that. Aaron
Jesse,
Carter,
y'all are
and
a
I think-
quarterback away from being competitive with everybody
Right.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
agree,
what I'm
I
saying.
agree.
If we can't get
I
Dark,
kid
we'll
with
take,
you,
we'll
but-
take Milrose.
Y'all got a pretty decent defense now.
Yeah, if we get Aaron Carter,
Oh yeah, that guy. I think he's going to be the best player out of the draft, Abdul Carter.
yeah, that's been they've been saying, and they're saying we might get him. We're more likely to get him.
Yeah, they
We'll
said
grab
today
him.
that y'all were going to grab him at 3.
Yeah, I saw that. the three, grab him at 3 because Arias Fisher was dropping, and then forget. And there we're also in our camp. There's also talk about getting Milrose. We get Milrose, okay, we're good. The rest will be linebackers. The rest will be offensive linemen. We're good. We're golden.
You
We're
need
not
one
gonna
more
do nothing
wide
next
receiver too.
Yeah, that too. There's plenty of them. There's plenty of them down there.
Yeah, there's plenty.
The Giants is an
Yeah,
organization
I like a lot
that
of.
passed on Micah Parsons.
Oh, that's
See,
fucked up, Ultra.
How does it feel knowing you're not going to win next year already?
Dude,
Imagine
I'm like an
investing in
old,
number
I'm like
5
an old
pick and
horde. Oh,
defensive
yeah,
end, and
finish
you got to
me.
come back 3 years later and invest again, and then you had to pay big money to Brian Burns. And then you
Yeah,
let
I know.
Saquon Barkley walk because you wanted to keep Daniel
please.
Jones. Then you
Like I
cut
said-
Daniel Jones. And you talk about Jerry being bad?
Right.
Woo!
That's what I'm saying. Yo, Ultra, I was cursing English, Spanish, every goddamn other language I could think of when he did that. Okay, so trust me, I know.
Bobby,
I've been there since.
Jesse wants
Go ahead,
to Giants to tank again this year so they can go after Manning. That's what he wants.
That'll work
The
too.
Yeah,
Giants
That'll
been
work
tanking
too.
since 2011.
West
They don't
Virginia
have to
country
tank,
boy.
they just
We don't have the right coach. Ever since our
Hold on, let me read
best
the
coach
super
ever.
chat. West Virginia country boy. Dak is 28-34 against winning teams.
Wow.
I will
Yeah.
say this: he's great against the NFC East. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
he does well against the
hold-
East.
Hold your thoughts there. He does have a winning record against
23-8.
I'll give you that. But if you look at the Giants in Washington, that's where he gets his record from.
Oh,
So
Well, he's
I'm
got a
sorry,
winning record
Robert.
against the Eagles too.
I
He beats the
understand,
shit out of
but
the
I'm
Eagles.
just saying,
it's like
he
20
does
to
beat
1.
you in
Yeah,
the
he
regular
has some
season
kills, he has some
usually.
kills.
When
on the
he
Eagles,
starts, he beats them.
He
That don't mean
beats the
nothing.
shit out of him.
That don't
No,
mean
it don't.
anything.
When we get to the playoffs, that's when he really shows up. Dr. Jekyll comes out.
Yeah, I'm not here to
Mr.
talk
Hyde.
about Dak's record. I
No,
mean,
Mr. Hyde starts hiding.
we know the stats. It's about the playoffs
Yeah.
at this point. Again,
That's
all.
it.
It's all about
That's
the
it.
playoffs. I could care less. How you go win another regular season MVP? That'll just make it worse on him. Honestly, that'll make
I
it worse
agree.
because that's like, well, how come you can do that there, but you can't go into the playoffs and win? Again, we know it's a team game. I mean, come on now. We watched the Super Bowl. That was a defense who won the Super Bowl. Now, thank you that I was smart enough to take Jalen because
What's up, Weed?
I knew where Vegas would, give the trophy. They normally like to give it to the quarterback or somebody like that. So I'm thankful. It
Didn't
helped
y'all
my
think this
pocketbook.
year? Didn't y'all think this year that Saquon deserved the MVP instead of a quarterback?
Yes,
I
definitely.
did.
No, it's
Yeah,
but you know the MVP.
I
You know
did.
the MVP is big quarterback driven.
It's money driven.
I know, but
I mean that defense should have won the
No, I
MVP in the
love you.
Super Bowl. But again, I'm glad it didn't. I mean, I won what, $400, $450. So I was happy.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
The
yeah.
one thing I want to watch with Saquon Barkley this year, no running back at 28 years old with
2,000
400
carries.
carries. He haven't.
200, right?
See,
Or
I
2,000
don't-
yards,
I'll
right?
tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he,
not-
I tell you what, though,
That's a good
he's
point.
not
One
gonna-
at a
I don't
time,
think
they're
he's gonna
talking
be
over each
cool
other.
like that again.
That's a
Real
good
quick,
point,
game
also.
time. It is about Dallas.
What's up,
On
Thomas?
a positive note, I was watching a thing
Weed.
about guys that never made the Pro Bowl, and there was a guy on Dallas. I remember him in the '90s. He had over 100 sacks, won 2 Super Bowls or 3. His Jeff Coat. He never
Jim-
made a Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jim
Jeffcoat,
Jeffcoat. Yeah, Jim
Jim
Jeffcoat.
Jeffcoat.
Crazy to me.
Yeah, I
How do you
remember
have over
standing in
100
an
sacks?
elevator with Jim Jeffcoat in 1992, 93 or 92. It may have been 93 at the old Hershey Hotel in Philadelphia. I think it was 92 because I remember standing. That was when you could get real close access to the players. I'm in the elevator and a rookie, Emmitt Smith. Maybe it was earlier than that. When was Emmitt drafted? 90?
Yes.
All right, then it
Man,
was
early
90
90s.
then. It was 1990 then. Because Emmett was a rookie. He was standing, it was Jim Jeffcoat, me, my brother, and Emmitt Smith in an elevator. And at that time, Emmett was a nobody, wearing goofy clothes. He was a rookie. And we were at the Hershey Hotel in Philly. It's not even, I don't even think that hotel exists anymore. That's
Who
where
would have thunk?
that's where they used to stay. But Jim Jeffcoat was a mountain of a man.
Great player.
I think he was from Jersey, Vinny. I'd have to look that up, but yeah, Jim Jeffcoat. Yet another guy, like a Harvey Martin type player who just helped us win Super Bowls and never really I mean, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So,
And if you remember, Bill Bates and him came into the league about the same time,
I was just about to
and they
mention
won
him,
the
too.
Super
Bill
Bowl when
Bates,
Haley
another
came
man,
over.
another one of my favorites, is not doing too well. Everybody, Bill Bates not doing great. Yeah, he's not doing good. He's having a
These guys are
lot
dropping
of
like
issues.
flies, man.
Well, he's having a lot of issues from all of his concussions over the years.
Well, he was on special teams, and he was the wedge breaker back then.
Yep. So Bill Bates.
What was that old saying for him? Open the gates and release Bill Bates.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Big man TD was special. Speaking
Who
of
was
TD,
better, Steve Tasker or Bill Bates?
Bill Bates.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. I like Tasker too. He was good too.
I think Tasker's in the Hall of Fame for special teams, isn't he?
If you remember, he was the main guy who knocked the ball out of Leon Lett's hand that we would have scored the most points in a Super Bowl against Buffalo.
I'm going to pick Bill Bates because I'm a Cowboy guy, but Steve Tasker, I don't know how anybody would have an issue with him. Let's see here. Bill was a great player. West Virginia, I love Bill Bates. I love Everson Walls. Another guy who should be in the Hall of Fame. Bill Bates.
Look at Timmy Panel with another excuse. You got the Mark Holmes Dak playbook.
Can you imagine Dak and
Saquon going in on Dak tonight?
Saquon, huh?
Saquon will go for over 1,500 next year, Ultra.
Pats wide receiver Matthew.
I don't see that happening. This was a really, really good unicorn year for him, but I don't think he's gonna repeat that like that.
I see that. It's gonna be a drop off. I don't see that happening either. I agree with Jesse.
There's no way. Ain't no way.
But
the one thing that can beat the
isn't
Eagles,
what it used to be, though.
the one thing that can beat the Eagles this next year is injuries.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win the division, but I think if they lose the division, it's because of injuries.
I don't.
The Eagles lost a lot of talent.
Yeah,
but did you see how many
defensive players?
Did y'all see how many picks they have in this year's draft? They got a lot of picks in this year's draft.
Yeah,
but the draft is not good after the third round. But and they're picking 32. Then they're picking at the end of the second.
Zeke
then they're picking.
was never Saquon, Drew.
They lost a lot of talent these last 2
years.
And I think they're underestimating the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson loss.
Hey,
I hope I'm wrong, y'all.
Hey, Ultra, what was Zeke's best year? What was
I think
the most
2060.
But
I think 2060.
Because Drew's trying to compare Zeke with Saquon, and I don't think they're on the same level.
No way. No way.
You know what?
He was a rookie.
And I'll say this the last thing. You know who had a combative, who had the same type of year as Saquon Barkley? Go look up at DeMarco Murray's 2014 season compared to Saquon.
That's a better comparison. Yeah, that's a way better comparison.
I'm gonna disagree with you guys there because Saquon is a Super Bowl MVP. He took him there. He's like a Terrell Davis. He'll have a short career. That's fantastic. That never got.
Well, we just said he's better than Zeke. What are you disagreeing with?
Well, he will be in his career.
No, he's already better than Zeke.
Yeah, that's what we're saying
with that. I would take him over Zeke any day.
Zeke was never a home run guy.
If y'all remember, Zeke had 2 years, and then once he had that second year and he got that contract, he wasn't the same running back.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Zeke.
Saquon's going to end up being in the Hall of Fame. The way if he gets at this pace,
he had a good running back. I wouldn't say great.
He's going to go to Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Saquon's got a good head on his shoulders too. That's the difference. Zeke was always having issues.
Very humble.
What do you mean? Yes. Running in the sand.
Giants did a great job drafting him.
Jesse, you drinking a wine cooler with the? You're drinking a wine cooler?
Nah, man. It's Bud Ice. It's a COVID habit from back in the day.
We all know that when you drink beer through a straw, it hits a little stronger. Come on now, we know that.
That too. But that was a COVID thing back in the day.
That's a Blue Oyster special.
Oh God, here we go with the fucking music too. Oh God.
Yeah.
Isn't that Mark's Hangout?
Too broke to pay attention. I like Kenny Gant, the Shark, man. That was the man.
Shark.
That was the man. He was the man.
Yeah.
Mark, we ain't beating nobody good.
Yeah, who was Kevin Williams was good for you guys too. Remember him?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had a lot
he
of
was
good guys.
kickoff returner.
Yeah.
He was a slot receiver.
Yep, Kevin
Yeah.
Williams or Kelvin Martin.
Kelvin Martin
Yeah.
and Kevin Williams.
Kevin Williams. We drafted Kevin Smith out of Texas A&M. Remember him? The Kevin Smith,
Yep.
he was a nice little cornerback. But what made our team good was our defensive line and the waves that we could bring our defensive line in, and we never missed a beat.
Yes.
Our linebackers.
Yeah, we had good rotation players, and all the players wanted
That's
to come
why-
to Dallas at that
Both
time.
lines. to
That's
be
why
honest.
I'm less
Both
worried about
lines
corner.
dominated.
This year, everybody say, yeah, I know, yeah, it'd be nice to get a corner, but I'm less worried about cornerback and more worried about just getting a couple big pieces in the middle. Like, give me
I
a
agree
one
with you,
tech
Brian.
and get me
You'll need a
maybe.
receiver.
You know what? I wouldn't mind having. Me and Phil were talking about it today, like a Schlesinger. Yeah, like if we can get him to play
Yes.
linebacker to go along with Overshown, man, that would be unbelievable because he is just a heat-seeking missile who's just a tackling machine. So that's
that he
kind of what
is.
I think. Like a Carson Schlesinger. I think that would be
Yeah, that
awesome.
UCLA.
Yeah.
UCLA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy's
There you are,
rising up
Thomas.
forward.
Been wondering where you at,
What's
Thomas.
up, Thomas? How are you, brother?
I'm not here,
Hey.
Thomas.
Y'all
I'm
ain't
just
flooded
missing.
in anymore, are you?
Oh no, we good.
Good.
No,
No,
yeah,
we
Drew,
good.
they were good. Don't get me wrong, they were good. But as you saw this past year with Tony Pollard leaving, everybody was all worried about, oh my God, we lost Pollard.
Oh, everybody's up, and you guys were up in arms.
No, I wasn't because I knew that we would be fine, and we didn't have Rico for the first 7 weeks because our coach either listened to the GM. I don't know. There's a bunch of excuses that I would like to know the real story about why Zeke was force-fed back to the Cowboys this year.
Me too.
I mean, Ultra, what was the reason why Zeke was brought back and force-fed to be the starter early in the season? Because
Yeah, the first 7 games.
Had to be Jerry, man.
I mean, I don't know. It's just absolutely ridiculous that that's what happened. And Drew, Rico had over 1,000 yards even without playing in the first 7 games. Think about that.
Yeah, he had a better year than Tony Pollard.
He had a better
He
year
just
than
had
Tony
less-
Pollard is what
yeah.
we're getting
He had
at
less-
with
he had
a
less carries, too.
bad offensive line, which it wasn't bad. It was a bad blocking when we're down and we suck because we're decimated.
Well,
Charles
our
Bud,
running
what's up,
game
brother?
was predicated on our receiving game, and unfortunately, we only had one good wide receiver last year, and that's why we have to draft a wide receiver.
Totally,
Dak-
Randy.
yeah, and
I agree.
I think we all know Dak can't play against the zone. He can't.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He can't play against the zone. He cannot do it. So if we
When
are
he
in a
gets, wasn't
position,
it when he gets the most interceptions?
well,
Yeah,
again,
that's why. Well, that's why the Niners give him so much
Yeah.
trouble because they play so much zone.
but
Yeah.
that's why you got to run the game. That's why you got to run the ball.
Right.
That's why you got to run the
I
ball.
got I got a
Same way
question,
the,
guys.
the same way the Giants. I mean, the Giants.
Go ahead,
the Eagles
Ultra.
did.
I got a question for you guys. Who do you think is going to be your breakout player on offense and defense on the Cowboys this year?
Long snapper.
Go ahead,
Ask me that
Randy.
after the draft. I'll give you a better answer.
If Overshown comes back early enough, I think he can be the guy that makes the difference.
I'm so excited about Overshown. Ugh.
And on offense, if our other receiver is a good receiver, turns out to be good that we draft, and if Mingo is the player that they think he is, then we could be different altogether.
It doesn't take much. Don't overthink it. Just keep.
We won
drafting
7
good.
games with nothing last year, guys. We're
With
going to
backup.
win with 7 games.
I hope so. Joe will owe me $100.
My 2 is Leofau and Guyton on offense.
Well,
Yeah.
I like Leofau.
I like him.
I think
I like him.
He's going to get a lot of PT this
That's
year.
why I said give me one more linebacker. Give me Schlesinger, Leofau, Overshown. I would be very excited.
That's
about
awesome.
Schlesinger would be awesome. That guy can hit it.
Yeah, that would be unbelievable linebacker core. Right
Don't
there.
be surprised if he's our number 2 pick in the 2nd round.
I just
Schlesinger.
I think he is Sean Lee 2.0 minus the injury.
He is.
He hasn't gotten
Yeah.
injured like Sean Lee was always injured at Penn State, and that's why he dropped to the 2nd round. Schlesinger, his reason is he doesn't run fast. So all he does is make tackles and identify. He's a quarterback. He identifies him and Leah Fowl going forward with Overshown roaming around the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
That would
that'd be insane.
that's what we're talking about. We could do stuff like that, but you can't fill all the holes. So we're gonna come out of this draft, with not having something.
His instincts are crazy.
I also like
What's that?
Henderson in the second round.
His instincts are crazy.
Yeah, that's why I said I like him. I like the guy. He don't look the part necessarily. You see him, you're like, okay, he's kind of a skinny white dude flying around, but dude can play football, and that's all that really matters. Give me a tackling machine.
You know what's a screw up for you though, Brian?
What's that?
You could have had Henry, man. You could have had Henry. You had to worry about running back. You could have had Henry, man.
He's already 30.
He wouldn't have
wouldn't
made
even
much
pay-
of a difference with all the injuries that we
Bingo.
had.
We
That's
would
the
have wasted
thing.
Henry.
True.
Yes, we would. He wouldn't have been able to do anything here.
Jesse, I'm ready to go young. Like, everybody said, oh my God, they
Yeah.
lost
Yeah,
Tank.
that's what
Okay.
we're doing.
Dak and what's his name that we brought back from Washington are oldest
Fowler.
players.
Milton.
Who?
Fowler.
Yeah, Dante Fowler. Thank you. Dak and Fowler are the oldest at 30 years old. That's it.
I got for you on Carson Swishinger. He has the same 40 time as Sean Lee, and he
Does
has
he
the
really?
same instincts as Sean Lee.
Wow.
And
wow.
who was in Dallas when Sean Lee was there? He refused. So I would not rule that one out as a
Telling
second round
ya.
pick.
That's what I'm saying.
That's good research because
Well,
I
that's
think
why
that's
Ultra's-
a good second round
That's
pick.
why Ultra is good
That's
to
good.
have because he
Oh,
pulls
yeah.
his shit out of the woodwork.
Not
Yeah,
just a
yeah, he'll
Dak
cut
hater,
you
guys.
down a little
He
bit.
knows.
He'll slice
hey,
and
he
dice
knows,
your
he
ass. He'll
fresh,
slice you
fresh,
up,
man.
but then
I-
he'll
I
pick
like-
you
I-
up and then dust you off and tell you,
Slice.
good boy.
Slice.
I also
That
like
would've
Will
passed
Johnson, but I don't know if Dallas is going to go
I think
corner.
everybody
I don't
needs
think
to
Dallas will go corner.
chill about signing a splash free agent. There wasn't really that
There
many
wasn't
out
any.
there this
There
year,
No.
right?
There
This was
wasn't.
a terrible free agent
Well-
year for players.
Hey, you still
All
got
I
Cooper out there.
heard, all I heard, Bobby, was how bad like our signings was. And listen, again, I don't know what they're going to do. All I know is they're young, they're hungry, and I'll roll with a young, hungry, talented player who hasn't lived up to expectation over a old has been, and we're thinking he could do it one more year. Well, we don't need a one more year guy. That guy can go play with the Eagles because they're ready to win Super Bowls. We need young, hungry.
I got you.
You know what I mean? That's what we need. We need young. We need hungry. We need,
Right.
somebody out to try and prove a point. That's what we need.
Hey, you might be able to pick up some undrafted.
What up,
person.
Andre? How are you, brother?
I like where you're going. Game time. Get Dak out of there. Let's get this Milton guy going.
Well,
Ah,
the good
keep him,
thing
keep him.
is Milton is a tough SOB. So if Dak does go down, he's going to give you everything we got last year and more from anybody who played not named Dak Prescott. Dak, let's not sugarcoat it. Dak wasn't having a good year anyway.
No.
No, he's playing on one leg.
Well, no, not early in the year he wasn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe he was, Jesse, because remember he did have the boot on the boat. Remember? So there was something going on
that's
there.
Right.
Stay
That's
off the
right.
damn boat.
I
Stay
forgot
off
all
boat.
about that. Now that you mentioned
Jack
it.
Sanborn. Yes, I forgot about him. I love weed. Yes, he's a good rotational guy. Plays special teams. Yes, I like him. I do. But again,
He had a boot on. I remember that.
yep.
Yeah, that's everybody's hissing about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
he's a-
Milton is not a small man either. He's a pretty good sized
and
man.
he's young. He's only in his
And
second
he's
year.
25. Yeah, he's 25.
And he's from Tennessee.
Ask Thomas. He knows Milton.
Tennessee. Boat in
What
the
y'all
boat.
want to know?
That some bitch can throw the ball.
Boot in the boot.
I know
Little man in a boat.
because I know the whole story. What you want to know?
How good of a quarterback is he going to be?
I tell you something. Don't interrupt me.
Everybody interrupt quick.
2022, he was backing up Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker was going to win the Heisman Trophy hands down. South Carolina game, Hendon Hooker tore his ACL. It's out for the rest of the year. Here come Joe Milton III. Everybody thought that we were done, we were through. Tennessee at that time, they were in the middle of the playoff race. They were. Like I said, Hendon Hooker was getting ready to win the Heisman Trophy. He got hurt, all of that went down the drain. After that, Tennessee didn't lose a game no more when Joe Milton came in. As a matter of fact, Tennessee went all the way to the Orange Bowl and beat the dog out of Clemson.
Wow.
Who got the MVP? Joe Milton threw for 340-some yards against one of your
Ultra
top
is rock hard right now.
teams in the country.
I agree, Brian.
Oh shit.
So I'm telling you. If something happened to Dak, I'm not saying we don't have to worry about nothing, but I could go to bed breathing good if something was happening to Dak.
Thomas is spitting facts right now. Let's have a quarterback competition. Let's go.
Yeah. Well,
I think
we have Tennessee Thomas.
I think Ultra just had an orgasm.
Oh yeah, my nipples percolated.
Oh God damn! Thank God it's after. Well, it's almost midnight. It's almost midnight on the East Coast.
Oh my God!
There went the monetization of this chat.
It went to hell already.
There it went. No,
I want Dak to be the starter again. So
thanks,
that's
Ultra.
how...
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, Dak is my guy. He's my guy. But I'm just
again, we're not
saying
hating
that just in
Dak.
case something happens.
People, especially Eagle fans, love when we crap on Dak. You should respect that we're keeping it
enjoying every minute
real.
of it.
We're just keeping it real. And like Ultra said, if Dak wins a Super Bowl, I know it's a stretch, but if he wins, we're going to take our hat off and say, thank you, finally.
So, yeah, I
But,
get
you
drunk
know,
and I'll be the designated driver.
I'll be happier than Robert Stingston at the Blue Oyster if we win a Super Bowl.
Hey, bring
We're
Dak
flying
back
him out.
every year. Let's go. Keep
You
bringing
gonna
him
give him a
back.
lap dance?
No.
And
No.
the Blue Oyster, they call him Feather Bob.
I'll put another feather in your
wins
cap.
the
How do you know all these facts, Ultra?
That's all I have to say. You gonna put that feather in
You
his
know,
ass?
Brian.
What's up?
No, Brian. If Dak win the Super Bowl, this entire panel and everybody is going to owe Dak an apology for all the talk that we've been doing.
Yeah, it's not an apology because I think
man.
that
Yes, it is.
I don't
Yes,
think
it
so.
is.
Thomas.
Everybody has now written Dak off because of what happened against Atlanta last year. Everybody's literally written them off. And then when Joe Milton got signed, oh my God, y'all had to cross waiting for
Well, I
him.
mean, he's had 10 years, right? So that's what they're looking at.
I hope we're wrong there.
I'm rooting for Dak, but we got
We
Yeah.
gotta have Mark. We gotta have
There's-
Mark Holmes and Thomas building a damn shrine for
there's
Dak.
less road in front of Dak than there is behind him, right? You would think. I mean,
Yes.
bad leg injuries. We'll see. He's a hard worker.
I'm saying it because I've learned my lesson from this a long time ago.
Right.
Because, I did the same thing with Troy Aikman.
Oh, Troy
And
Aikman won
when
right
he
away,
won that
though.
first Super Bowl, against Buffalo,
3 years in, he won a Super Bowl.
yeah, but when he won that first one in '92, I had to put my uncle to the side and I told him, I said, dude,
That's a lot different, Thomas, than year 10, right?
I dog Troy because Troy was sucking in the early part of the '90s,
The bad team,
I
Thomas. We had
told
no
him.
talent there.
but he did it.
I'm
was
rooting for
wrong.
Dak. We're not rooting for him, but we're not going to make excuses for
I
him
am.
either. We're not.
Comparing Dak to Troy Aikman is like comparing Lizzo to Halle Berry.
Wow.
I'm not trying to compare. I'm not trying to.
Lizzo.
I'm not trying to compare that. I'm not trying to compare Dak to Troy. Now, you wrong there.
Well, that's
Hey,
the
remember,
comparison.
Phil
Not
Simms
comparing
is
him to
the only
Troy.
quarterback that has been
I'm
drafted
just-
to win a Super Bowl. That's
He's
been
saying
there.
that.
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to
Come
compare
on,
that to
Phil. Got us too.
I somewhat agree with Thomas says. I mean, we all give it to Dak sometimes, but if he wins, then we'll all be happy.
Well, I'm not going to have revisionist history. I'm going to say
Yeah.
congratulations. You
Yes,
finally
I
got
am
us over
too.
this hump. What could have been? We could have won
Yes.
3. I'm sorry. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to be
and
happy,
then you
but I'm not
and
going
then you
to.
woke up. And then you woke up from the dream.
Well,
If Dak wins the Super Bowl, I'll give a $500 super chat to Mark Holmes for all the pain I caused him.
Yeah, you might have to.
You might need to make that a
You might
thousand.
have to.
You might make you go to the Blue Oyster.
What I'll
there,
do is I'll do a big. Well, he don't. I'm not gonna say that. I'll be nice, but yeah. So, Joe Milton, nickname Tennessee, was Bazooka Joe. Clemente in the house. What's up, Clemente?
Well, I remember Joe.
I'm anxious to see him in the preseason this year, how he's going to play. Milton, I mean.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be in there.
No, it's going to be fun preseason. Who's
Yes.
going to training camp will have fun too watching him.
Well, look at this. Yeah, before we get out of here, because I'm going to get out of here, but look at this. We're not rooting for anybody to get hurt, but I feel a lot better.
No.
I feel a lot better, Thomas, if God forbid something happens and Dak had to miss some time, and now we got a young, athletic, strong arm guy who can make all the throws, who might make mistakes, but is all that, and that's exciting to me. So I'd rather have that than a older, non-athletic Cooper Rush out there.
I agree with you, Brian, 100%.
Obviously, all eyes are going to be on Dak that first
all
day.
Eyes on me. Oh, sorry.
All eyes are going to be on Dak.
But
Pop.
yeah, that's it. But all right, everybody, I want to get out of here. It's midnight. I want everybody to go, and
After midnight,
I might do something tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Saturday? Yeah, I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow.
Saturday.
So
Randy, you close to Dallas?
Yeah.
I'm about 4 hours from Dallas.
Oh, are you really?
I'm south.
I thought you were from Dallas. I'll be in Dallas in about 10 days, so I was wondering if you were from there.
You're going for the draft?
I'm going for the Dallas draft party in Dallas.
Who's going? You and your girl?
My wife and my kids. Yeah, we're all going to go there.
Oh, your kids? Wow, look at you. Are you staying
You
at
know
the...
what? I might come up
everybody in
there. I might come up there.
Are you staying
Yeah,
at
if you're
the,
up there, look me up.
I will.
Are you staying at the Omni?
At the Star in Frisco.
Oh, you're going to have a great
Night
time,
out.
dude.
Oh, so they're going to have a draft party at the Star?
This is what we're going to have to do. Make sure you grab yourself some sort of selfie stick or something for your phone.
It's $5 Miller Lite beers, so that's woo.
No, but I need you to go live. Like I need you to join me live from the turf field right out in front of the Omni. So
okay,
yeah, we'll
I'll
do
put
it
the
like
cheerleaders in the background.
early in the morning. No, like early in the morning or whatever. You're an early riser. Get up, have your coffee. They got a good restaurant there, downstairs, right out. I mean, literally, like the doors to go out on the field are right there. So we'll have to bring them do a live stream.
Yep, I'll be there. Be more than happy to.
That
How
would be
much
fun.
does it cost to go in there, Ultra?
It's free.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free.
Okay.
It's $5 Miller Lite
Here's
beers.
the
It
deal,
matter. That's a
Randy.
nice price. Free is always good.
Here's the deal, Randy.
That's
You
even
just gotta find a place to park.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
the thing,
I
and then
love
you gotta
that.
walk in. So
Green Bay is too cold this year.
Well, there's a lot of hotels you can ride a shuttle bus there direct and not have to park there.
no lot lizards, Coyote. That's a very nice
Well,
area.
you was always going to say that.
No lot lizards, Coyote. The Star is awesome. Like, I
If
mean,
anybody
Ultra's,
hasn't gone to the draft, I encourage that for your bucket list. Go at least one time to any city.
yeah, but Ultra, where he's going to be, he's literally, they have some really nice restaurants, and they're not very expensive within walking distance. Within walking distance, you just go out and you walk, and it's a big loop, and there's this like restaurant after bar after restaurant. You got the Concrete Cowboy right there. Awesome. So,
Game time.
yes.
That's on Cowboy Way, right?
Yes, right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I took a lot of pictures there.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I've been there twice in the last 4 years, and you know, I'll probably get there again. I don't know that I'm not in no rush to go back to a game in Dallas, to be honest with you.
Thanks, Arturo.
I'm
I
just not in a
appreciate
big
that.
rush to go to a game at AT&T. I'm not. I mean, I'll go, but
I'd love to meet you, bro.
I would like to go on the road. I love seeing my team on the road, so I'm looking forward to going to Vegas this year. So
You still gonna do the Vegas thing, aren't you?
I'm gonna try to. We'll see when it is. If it's Christmas, I'm not going.
Yeah,
Talk behind your keyboard.
I was talking to my cousin last Sunday, and I asked him. I said, "Yo, cuz, we still doing the Vegas thing, aren't we?" He gave me that step. He gave me that.
As long as it's
he
not
gave me that-
Christmas, you know, because they added a third game. I just had this weird feeling that they're going to put Dallas versus the
Brian, when do
Raiders
they drop
fucking
the
Christmas.
Brian? When do they drop the schedule?
Mid-May.
Oh, okay.
Next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around the time next month, they're gonna drop it.
Yeah, we'll do a live stream for it. But all right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for Ultra
Who's
for
gonna go to
gracing us.
Pittsburgh? Who's going to go to Pittsburgh for the draft?
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
are all close.
Yeah, I'll be in.
Next
Yeah,
year?
yeah, I'll be in Pittsburgh next year. So that's probably about a 5-6 hour drive from me. So that's not too bad. But all right, we're out of here. Ultra, thanks for gracing us with your Zoom.
Hey, thank you, Ultra.
Later, you guys.
Always a good
Once in a
time.
while, I'm just been busy.
Thomas Garrett, Randy McIntyre,
Yes, sir.
Big D, Jesse
Thanks, guys.
Montanez,
Good night,
Blue
guys.
Virus,
All right, brothers
Bobby
and
Babinski,
sisters.
and everybody in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Please hit the like button on the way out, and I will talk to you later. Randy,
protect
make
the
sure
lot
you hit them
lizards.
long and straight. Hit bombs
Yep.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
does.
Y'all have a good evening.
Later. See you.
Yeah, I will too. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.